Here at Grayson Highlands State Park trailhead, getting ready to connect to the AT and do a counterclockwise loop. There's ponies at Grayson Highlands, wild ponies, so I think this gate and this fence is meant to keep them out of the parking area. Got some new kicks, La Sportiva Wildcats. I wore down the tread on my Ultras to the point they didn't really have tread anymore. Wearing them off the trail too much, they were so comfortable. But just thought I'd give a different pair of shoes a try. I'll know by the end of this weekend if I like them or not. Already had to stop and roll up my sleeves. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's pretty windy. Wind's howling up here, not so much in the woods. But it's like mid-50s and sunny, and once you start hiking a bit, it warms you up pretty fast. All right, there's my first white blaze, so made it to the Appalachian Trail and headed to Old Orchard Shelter. At least that's the plan. I think it's maybe 6 or 7 miles from here, so should be able to make it easy enough. It's about 11 o'clock now, and my friends Becca and Kate should be meeting me there tonight. They're not leaving until after work, so they're going to park at a different trailhead and just hike about 1.5 miles to the shelter tonight. And I'll probably be asleep and see them in the morning. If you're wondering where Don is on this trip, I think the man has his foot on Don's neck and he couldn't get the day off, and so his Achilles was hurting him, so he basically just didn't come. So I brought my hiking poles, which is kind of a habit, and there's a few scenarios where I really like to have them. One is if there's a steep grade. I feel like they do help going up. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels like they do. And they definitely help coming down if you have old knees like I do. It takes a lot of the shock off if you're coming down a steep grade. I know my knees feel a lot better with them. However, the trail here is really, even when I took the connector up to the AT, which looked on the topo map like it would be steepish, it was really not too bad. And there hasn't been a steep grade yet. The other thing I like is, doing creek crossings or real slippery trails. Anybody that's backpacked, more than 2 miles knows what it's like to take a spill. And the hiking poles help a lot, I think, with preventing spills. I've caught myself a bunch of times, but haven't really had that scenario either. It's just a really pretty nice open hike. I think I'm making pretty decent time, so we'll see if they come in handy later, but right now I'm feeling like I could have left them in the truck. Leave no trace. Some wild ponies down there. Just got done coming through scales, which is where I think people used to round up their cattle and weigh them for going to the market. I'm trying to get to Old Orchard Shelter, which according to this is only about 3.5 miles, and it's I think about 1:30, so I should get in there really mid-afternoon. Time to set up and have a snack and kick back for a while before dinner. All right, made it to Old Orchard Shelter. You can actually see it behind me. Got a couple other guys in here. I'm not sure if they're sleeping in the shelter or pitching a tent, but I found a pretty good spot for hanging hammocks. You could hang, I don't know, 300 hammocks here probably. So I'm going to start getting my stuff out and setting up. I think I found a pretty good spot. Fix a little windbreak for my alcohol stove. I've got some African stew, I think, in my cozy, rehydrating. Got camp all set up. It's still a little windy, as you can see, probably be a windy night. And got my water station. Got some neighbors staying up in the shelter, and my friends Kate and Becca should be arriving later tonight. I don't think they left till after work, so they'll probably be getting in dark 30. Hope they make it, and I'll probably find out in the morning. Well, it's a sunny morning here at the Old Orchard Shelter. If you look behind me, you can see way back there that Becca and Kate did make it in last night. I think they got in about 9 o'clock, so actually not too late. We're just kind of having a lazy morning. The sun's up. Most everybody has left, but we're just kind of relaxing. I think we've got a pretty chill 7 miles today, maybe 8, over to Thomas Knob Shelter. So shouldn't be too big of a challenge.
Permit for here. So what places?
You don't have to have a permit in Umstead or Uwharrie. Uwharrie is what I'm talking about, not Umstead, Uwharrie.
Okay.
So that's where Uwharrie is, where you can do like 50 miles or.
I was really thinking, oh, you're taking a video.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen this on the trails.
What happens when you take 2 girls?
Uphill to start the day. There you go. Success. It's raining. Pony sighting.
It's like I like seeing like the different mountains. I don't know what to call it. Ridges.
Well, the rain has stopped, at least for the moment. Should be getting very close to the Thomas Knob Shelter and hopefully finding some hammockable trees there.
I knew I was coming.
It's going to rain again. Getting ready to hunker down with a Boy Scout troop and try to stay out of it. We made it to the shelter, but the shelter's full. We're probably just going to set up our tarps and tents. We are all crammed under my tarp, and there's a Boy Scout troop in the shelter. And this is probably one of the worst storms I've backpacked in. I mean, it's pretty bad. But we did get a signal, and it looks like it's going to pass through. So we're just kind of riding it out. Good morning. More of the same. I have not gotten much video today. It's been blowing probably 30 to 40 miles per hour. Kind of sustained winds with higher gusts. It's been raining sideways. We finally made it back to Grayson Highlands State Park, where we are parked. Are you trying to hide behind me? And I think we have probably about 3/10 of a mile back to the car, and every now and then the sun tries to peek out, which I think it will eventually, but it's going to be really cold tonight, so it's probably just as all our gear's soaked, so it's just as well we're headed back. Hey, pony boy, you look wet. That one looks like a moose.